We have some big breaking news in the recruiting world where five-star power forward Gigi Jackson is expected to decommit from North Carolina. That is according to 24/7 Sports' Travis Branham. He is the #1 overall prospect in the country and is expected to also reclassify to 2022 and enroll at South Carolina this season. Jackson would be the highest rated recruit in Gamecocks history. Taking a look at his profile there, #1 ranked player at his position in the class of 2023 as of right now, but again expected to reclassify to the class of 2022. Let's welcome in Travis Branham and Adam Finkelstein here to CBS Sports HQ to talk about this breaking news. Travis, I'm going to start with you. I was going through your article, and Gigi Jackson had said that North Carolina was his dream school since he was younger. So why this change of heart?
Yeah, this is something that I think we could have seen all along. In recruiting, it's not always as simple as just recruiting the player. There's a lot of people with say that come around the player. In this instance, there was a lot of forces pushing Gigi Jackson to ultimately end up at South Carolina. They pushed it hard the first time around before he ever made this decision. And I've been pushing it hard ever since he even made his commitment. And now all signs are pointing to the fact that Gigi Jackson will decommit from North Carolina and eventually make this announcement that he will go to South Carolina and enroll early in the class of 2022.
And, I think Travis deserves a lot of credit here because this has been rumored in the industry for weeks now. But with such a young person, I think, sourcing the information properly, especially something so delicate as this, is just absolutely critical. And I think the timing of it now, when it is clear this is going to be the path, just the timing is right now. I for one am a little skeptical of the decision. I understand everybody's kind of the run to the money to be draft eligible at the earliest possible stage. But next year's NBA draft is absolutely loaded. And I think that Gigi Jackson's position relative to the rest of the high school class of 2022 is not going to be quite as prestigious, shall we say, as it was in the class of 2023. He's got a lot of questions to answer in front of NBA scouts from a skill set standpoint, from a positional standpoint. I mean, in my mind, he's a kind of a four-man who wants to be a three-man and maybe closer to a five-man in terms of like his lateral mobility. So there's a lot of questions to answer, and this is, there's going to be certainly a microscope under this decision for the better part of the next year.
All right, Travis, so here's a question. I mean, South Carolina fans right now celebrating with him potentially coming there. You got a first-year head coach. But Adam mentioned all those questions ahead of him, G League, NBA. He is deciding to reclassify. Do you have any expected answers to some of those questions he may be looking at?
No, these are some very large question marks that we've been following Gigi since day one, back when he was entering his junior year of high school. He was an unknown prospect at the time, so we have seen him from the beginning up until now. We still have questions that are going to be answered. Now, at this stage of development, talking about a 2023 prospect, there is so much tantalizing potential and so much talent that he can really mold and kind of combine together to be this lethal weapon. But now you're taking this where he's still trying to figure himself out as a player. There's times that he's an inefficient shot jacking perimeter player who can really score off the bounce. But these are things that he likes to do on the perimeter that just have question marks, and how do they translate to winning at the next level? And then there's other instances where you see him be a dominating low post big man who can move his feet on the perimeter. He blocks shots, he rebounds, he runs the floor. He's a bruiser in the post, but also can really face up and kill guys in the mid post and just attacking them off the bounce. So he's got two different identities right now, and he's trying to figure out how to mold these two together. So now making this jump up to college, it's just raises a lot of questions. How is this going to translate at the next level? So again, as Adam said, we are going to be keeping a very close eye on how all this unfolds.
And there's really two different levels that this decision is based on. It's not just based on South Carolina and the college level. It's also based on getting to the NBA as soon as possible. I was in Houston at the end of May for USA Basketball's 18 and under training camp, where he got the chance to play in front of NBA scouts along with that USA Basketball team. And there were a lot of question marks, not only offensively, because in that setting, offensively, he was really committed to the most efficient version of himself, which at this point is an inside out approach, but more so defensively. He's listed at 6'9". I'm not sure, he might not be all of that. He's closer to 6'8" than he is to 6'10". I'll say it that way. And laterally, there are some concerns. I think, at 6'8", you'd very much like to be the modern day big wing, but he's, got to first prove that he's not an undersized big, and an undersized big will work in college. But when you start talking about what is perceived to be a loaded 2023 NBA draft, the undersized big prototype is not going to be one that is quite as coveted as that at that level. So again, there's both the college upside and the NBA upside, and those are two different things right now.
A major story in recruiting to follow. Guys, thank you so much there. If you would like to read Travis's article about what may be led up to this, make sure to head to 247sports.com right now. He walks through it. You can also check out GG Jackson's profile. Keep it right here on HQ for the very latest.